Hi folks, it's me again, and I think the time has come to share the visions that I've had about the Rapture translations. I've had three of them since the 90s, one in the 90s, the second one about 2000, 2001, around there, and one yesterday. And it's about the Rapture translation, that is, moving from our physical fleshly bodies in time and space to our glorified, eternal, immortal bodies that are comprised of heavenly matter, godly matter, the kind of matter where, or the same kind of godly matter that angels are made out of, that people in heaven are comprised of too. And it's two translations, the one of the dead and the one of those of us who are alive, to be caught up in the air. And we know that they happen in the twinkling of an eye, just instantly, just like that. So if a non-believer is beside you and he sees it happening, he's going to see your fleshly body automatically turn into your glorified body with your robes and everything on. But the way I've seen it, basically, I suppose you could say that I've seen it in slow motion. Okay, first, the rapture of the dead. The first of the vision, or the first part of the translation from the rapture of the dead, is the Lord is going to be gathering up and collecting and reassembling all the physical molecules, cells, and atoms of those believers that have died from Adam and Eve on. Those who are going to get their glorified bodies, whether they're in the ocean, whether they're on land. It doesn't matter how long they've been buried. We know that a person's molecules, their cells, are going to decompose and they will eventually spread out all over the place. But the Lord, in His omnipresence and His omnipotence and omniscience, knows exactly where every single molecule is. And so the first part of the vision that I saw was the air being filled with all these tiny sparks and shimmering microscopic sparkles, basically. And I don't know how long it's going to take, because again, I've seen it in slow motion. But I saw, if you live in a place where they have winter, and every once in a while you'll see in the air all these tiny little ice crystals just floating about. And it was something like that, but in a more glorified state. And these things were moving all over the place, all these millions and trillions of sparkles moving all over the place. So I would imagine that is the Lord reassembling the individual's molecules wherever they ended up on the earth in time and space. And then they're all gathered to wherever that body is. And the image that I saw was a grave exploding. But it didn't explode with a kind of explosion that sends dirt everywhere, dirt and particles and debris and stuff like that. It wasn't that kind of explosion. What I saw was the body coming from the ground and up into the air. And it looked like an explosion because there was no light on the ground, and then all of a sudden there was light. And then the ground itself kind of sunk in where all the missing molecules and cells were. And then the body of the raptured dead just kind of hovered there for a second, while the soul in their heavenly robes, the soul shot back down into the body, and it became a whole person, an immortal person. And then that body rose up to be with the Lord in the air. And as for the individuals, those of us who are alive when that happens, because the dead is going to the dead are going to be raptured first, and then we who are alive will be instantly translated in the twinkling of an eye to meet the Lord in the clouds. And so what I saw, especially yesterday, is what happens to the individual. It happens so quickly, but because we're stepping out of time and space, we can experience the whole thing in slow motion. And what I saw and what I felt was the insides of the individual, the translation of our cells, of our molecules, happens. How do I explain this? They almost happen one at a time, but they all happen at the same time. So your insides are changing first, and it's like every cell in your body, every molecule, every atom it's just dancing and praising the Lord, singing a song, and you can feel the laughter, you can feel the elation, you can feel the joy, just coming up from your insides, and then yesterday, what I saw with my physical eyes is the beginning of the process of where the skin changes, where the muscle changes. And what I saw in my hands is I saw a few of the cells. They turned into like tiny little stars. So as each cell in your body is moving from corruptible matter to incorruptible matter, it's like your stars, your molecules, your cells are turning into tiny points of light all over. And so when a person is raptured, if they look down at their hands or their feet, they can see their cells being translated into glorious heavenly matter. And to start off with, it looks like stars, and then eventually all these stars cover your whole body, and your entire body is translated into its eternal matter that shines brighter than the sun. And I'm kind of nervous telling you this because it's so exciting the way I saw it. And then once the body has been totally translated to heavenly matter, the clothes that you're wearing just pass right through. You're no longer a part of the world. You're a part of eternity. And the neat part that I saw yesterday was when we get our heavenly robes, it is like the Lord, our Dad, our Heavenly Father, our Abba Father, in a friendly, personal way, just kind of tosses the robes, and they come out of heaven. But when they're put upon our translated bodies, it's almost done in a royal, majestic, honorable way, almost like he's just placing them on you in a type of ceremony. So it goes from a fun, family, informal sort of tossing your robes to you, but when they get to you, he gently places them on, and then you have your robes. And then what I saw was a lot of people just being drawn upwards. As soon as they got their bodies, they were drawn upwards through their houses, through the floors, through the ceiling, through the roof. And some of the people are just drawn right to the Lord. They're just taken right to the Lord. While some of the people, as they're being drawn up, they realize, oh, I'm no longer a part of this world. Gravity has no effect. It has no effect on me. I'm not bound by the laws of nature. And so those people take advantage of that, and they start to have fun, and they start to fly all over the place. They can fly through things, they can fly around things, up and down, all over the place. They just take joy in the Lord at the fact that they've been released from the bounds of this earth, from the bounds of the laws of nature. There's like time and the forces of nature, the laws of nature. It's like they just become suggestions. You can still fly up and down. You can still walk around. You can still feel the effects of the gravity. But like I said, it's just like a suggestion. You're not bound by the laws of gravity. So I saw a lot of people just flying all over the place, enjoying themselves, flying in and around and through the houses. And then they would go up to meet the Lord. And on their way up to being with the Lord in the clouds, I saw they were joined by the angel, the angel that had looked after them, that had protected them all the years that they were a believer, flew right beside them, and they could talk, and they could say, oh yes, oh, it was you, and they just had a little conversation back and forth. And then the angel would leave because his duty was done, and he was about to go find another duty to do for the Lord in the time that was coming. And so I guess that's about it. It's just this is a transformation that I saw, because even though it happens in the twinkling of an eye, in that twinkling of an eye, we are totally released from the laws of nature in this time-space universe. And so you can watch your body being transformed, and it starts off by all your molecules on the inside being transformed to the heavenly substance. And then you can watch your hands and your feet and everything else turn into these tiny little stars all over the place. And the stars multiply, and soon every single molecule and cell in your body is glowing as well. And then you're released from the bounds of gravity, and then you can fly all over the place. So anyway, it's taken a number of years for these three visions to finally become cemented in my head into a single cohesive, comprehensible, at least I hope it's comprehensible to people, thought. So that's it. Stay encouraged, people. One day soon, you're going to see your body leave the confines of time and space and join eternity, and then you can watch your body being translated from earthly matter to heavenly matter. So stay blessed. Be a help out there in the world. Let them know that Jesus is coming. Share the good news of the gospel of the coming of the kingdom of God. And stay in prayer. Take care. And we'll see you in Jesus' kingdom somewhere over there, or up in the air. And we can do a little bit of racing and flying around before we all go to heaven, as we collect the rest of the people around the world. Okay, take care. Jesus rules.